Hey folks, today I'm going to show you how I plan to install these trusses that I hand built in my garage here. My plan is to add them 2 foot on center from the existing trusses, which are now 4 foot on center. So currently I have 3 of them in the air right now, which is 1, 2, and then probably can't see that one. And then I'm going to add it in this area and then over there. And that'll give me, obviously extra storage. I'll just throw up 4x8 sheets of plywood and, get some of this lighter stuff up in the air. And then, hopefully my wife can pull her car in here. All right, well, I clean all this crap out of the area and I'll give you the general idea of how I made these things. Alright, so here's my template. This is the one we made, and then from there all I did was lay the wood on top of it, frame it up. I had the like this section right here, I had a bunch of them already cut to the exact measurements. Same with this middle one, and then this top guy. This bottom is a 16 footer. All I did was, cut it on an angle. Same with the top. It's actually another 16. And then I just had to make the correct cut. It's actually 16 to here. And I just made the correct cut for that one. And this is probably right about where I need it to be. I might have to trim off a little bit, which is fine. And then I made my own like mending plates. I also bought some other ones and then hammered them into place. We actually built our template up alongside this other one, hung it up there, and then just brought it down to the ground. All right, well, let's get this stuff moved out of the way and see if I can't get a truss or, ooh, that's got to get moved. All right, well, I got some work to do. So here's my first snag. There's the old truss, and of course, right there, 2 foot on center, I think is right here. So hopefully I can get a saw blade, maybe a 10-inch or so blade up in there and get this thing out of my way. Option number 1, the hard and slow way. Option 2, Sawzall, but 9 1/3 inch, and this is probably the best way. So let me get this up there. Let's see how this works. Well, as you can see, did a pretty damn good job. I just need to touch it up a little bit. Should be fine. So as you can see, I now have a clear path to get up in here, except for that wire, which powers this light, and it's actually a pain in the ass to get inside of there and try to disconnect the wires. So basically I just got to get as much slack as I can, because I have to go over top of that, just like this one. If not, it's just a lot of extra work. What you didn't see is I added this 2x4, which is about 4 foot, and that right there is going to support the truss once I have it up there, and that way I could just lean it up against the one that's already existing. And I detached the support for the garage door, which unfortunately I have to rotate one of these trusses. After struggling 2 times with this wire, I realized that it's not enough room, doesn't come low enough. I'm actually hitting the ceiling of the roof, and then I had to readjust over here, move it on the other side of the fan, which these blades are screwing me also. So it's actually really not that bad. Just loosen up there. Already popped off the shield and the bulbs. And then just undo these two, undo the ground, and then I'll be ready to rock and roll. I think I'll just have that light. Yeah, I think it's just that light, and then the one I'm working on will be off. Clearly I'm wrong. It takes out all the lights, so everything's out except for the one above my head. Oh well, no big deal. Should be fast enough. Got the wires back in. Tighten up this bracket. That's good. Alright, now just match everything up. And we'll just wrap it with tape for good measure. Alright, let's do this. Unfortunately, now I gotta. Oh, sick. Never mind. Thought I had to beat these out. Sweet. Slide them on down. This guy, however, I have to beat out to get this last section in. And then this right here is for the garage door. So I gotta undo some wires there. All right, so just your basic garage door opener. I honestly don't know how much voltage is going to this stuff, and I really don't feel like testing it, but simplest thing, tape it up. Originally I was thinking I'm just gonna leave this piece, or not leave it, but rip this whole thing out. But this is like, I don't know, at least I'd say 12-foot long 2x4, and I only need 4-foot section of it removed. So I'm just gonna cut it out. All right, so I finally got all the trusses up there, and somehow I lost my template, which, you know, looks basically like this, but it's a lot bigger. And that's gonna connect the peak of those two halves up there. And then I also have one more that I gotta use for, where's it at? That spot right there, that's easy to make. But the one up top's a little bit more custom, so I gotta go all the way over there and trace that one out. So I tried cardboard and it was too rigid to make my template, but I had this big sheet of paper, so I just folded it however I needed it, wedged it up in the corner, got it flat with that, press this side down, it's flat with that, and then just grabbed my pencil along the back sides, traced here, same with this side, cut it out, and then here's my nice rough template. Here's my pile of homemade mending plates. Just use some 1/2-inch OSB or plywood. That's gonna be for the bottom, and then I got these guys made up for the top, and then I still need to find some wood for one more piece. Before I can use my new mending plates, I need to find the center in between the two existing trusses, which is gonna be 2 foot on center. Eh, 47.5. Either way, I'm going right there. Oh, shit. Right there's my mark. And I just put it on that side. So of course, while I'm up here trying to center these things, they don't want to just hang out in the center. They want to fall to either side. So I got a quick fix for that. All right, you can get yourself a screw. Run it in. It's there though. You don't really have any adjustment once it's in. So the route I'm gonna go is I got a couple clamps, which you can see I already got one on the back side. And then I'll strap this one in and I can move it wherever I need to. And once they're in, you know, it's where it needs to be, and it's gonna hold it in place. Now that I got these trusses mostly centered, I got these basic hurricane ties. Nothing fancy, nothing, you know, crazy like these ones down here. All I'm gonna do is pop a couple screws in here, and then I'm gonna hold off on these ones, that way I can slide the truss in and out so I can get a snug fit to the top side. And then once that's done, I'll finish everything up and zip it all the way in. Now that my hurricane ties are in place, what I do, get the old hammer, beat these both sides, get everything snug, That way the top's all snug to these, what are these, purlins, I think. And now, this is what I got right here. Obviously I needed a bunch of shims because, you know, the cuts ain't gonna be perfect. I mean, I'm not building these things at a factory, so everything's gonna be off. Even that right there, I mean, you can see where the board up here is twisted, so there's a gap here and a little bit there. Super snug over there. And if you look at that one, I mean, not much you can do about that. This side's perfect though. So my next step is going to be getting this mending plate up in here. But what I like to do is go to the back side, nice and snug. Make sure everything fits good. And then get a pencil. Ah, shit. Get a pencil and just draw where the wood is. Then from there, I'll get my drill, pop a few holes, and then start some screws and do the same with the other side. All this should now be connected and supported, and I should be able to take these guys down. All right, so there's some holes in this side. This one's good, so I'm just gonna cut this guy out. Just grab a little line. And then I'm going to cut just a hair towards this side. That way it's as tight as I can get it. I had a little issue trying to get these guys to, you know, meet up. They were overlapping a little too much. So all I did was just pop a screw here and then get my hammer and push on it, which pushed this board over, and then I was able to get these guys to fit. And as you can see, they still got some good movement in here for me to throw on the other mending plate. Time to strap this bad boy, which is my brand new truss, to this thing. You know, the 2x4 that runs the whole length of the garage, and it connects all these trusses together. Let's get this bad guy at 2 foot, which is right there. Let me do that again. Let's screw this up. Ooh, perfect. It's already a mark right here. Probably can't see it, but that'd be where I need to drop a screw in. And I'm just gonna pop in one. Oh, don't you be a dead battery. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what happens when you can't find your good tools. You gotta use old batteries. All my batteries are dead. Done looking. Done looking. Oh, good grief, Charlie Brown. You know what? Alright, damn, that thing's hot. There we go. Now, that's what I wanted. Damn. Need more power. Full blast. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Get some of that. And you know what? Because there was so much space, I'm absolutely strapping 2 of these things in there. All right, piece of cake, right? As you can see, I got my plywood down now. So they're all butted up. I'm gonna use some, what do we got here? 1 3/4 screws. Strap all these things down. And as you can see here, my homemade plates are interfering with this guy. Now this guy right here is not centered. As you can see, center line would probably be, I don't know, somewhere's over here. So I should have either, you know, measured every one of these guys and determined how much I could have ripped off the end right here, or option 2, I could either notch this out or notch out those plates, and I think I'm gonna go and notch out these plates right here. Yeah, I screwed up. The other mending plates, the metal ones, they still hit this too. So instead of screwing with every single one of these, I'm gonna rip 1.5 inches off, be done with it, slap this thing in. Winner. Well, I'm glad I didn't screw this other side in yet, because how am I gonna get down? Sheesh. All right, check out all this extra storage space now. Look at that. Yay, I could fit more junk up here. You know, you figure you have all this open area. I mean, damn, look at all this extra space now that's usable. One last thing that I have to still do, go on the roof. I didn't do this yet to any of them, but these guys right here are secured from the top side. These are strapped down, so I have nothing here. I'm gonna have to go up top, measure it off from where this screw is over to here, pop some holes. What I did do, so these things, the whole top doesn't wiggle around, I made these little blocks. I have them on both sides, and that secures them for the time being. But to really make these things sturdy, yeah, you're gonna wanna go on the roof and, you know, suck this wood into these, and they'll be rock solid then. And also, because I'm no longer, because I'm also no longer accessing it through one of these trusses right here and jumping over this way. Well, I probably still can, but mostly I'm gonna probably jump on from the side here. What I think I might do is just lay another piece, you know, nothing too big, right over top that. That way this doesn't flex down that much. And, you know, that'll help out a lot. This is 3-ply. The existing stuff that I started off with was 4-ply. So far, I have not noticed really any additional flex at all with this, so I'm kind of surprised. If I did, what I was gonna do is come up under here and just get a piece of 2x4, you know, roughly 2 foot long, pop it in the bottom, and then, you know, come in drilling from both sides, and that would, you know, give it the support I needed. All right, well, I hope this video was helpful. Maybe you figured out, hey, I'm gonna try this, or maybe you were like, the hell with that, because it's a lot of work, you know, especially by yourself. But if you have somebody else that can help you, wow, it would be way easier, because yeah, by yourself, I struggle a lot. But, you know, maybe now you can be like, hey man, this ain't that, you know, bad. I can try it out. Maybe you got a different way of doing it. So you will get a lot of usable space now. I mean, heck, like there's, you know, you can't really store anything up here unless you throw some 2x4s, and even then, I'm just worried about, you know, how much load it can handle. So this just gives me peace of mind, and I can throw up the plywood, I can walk around up here, and yeah. So see you guys, good luck.